Okay, guys, I want to show you how really the importance of staying in your body, because our attention tends to go out. Right? We look at the world and we think, okay, I'm here and that is over there. And so we're constantly, our attention is outward. And there's a subtlety there because we're not actually in our bodies. And this has been my experience, right? Seeing practices, feeling safe in the body. What does that actually mean? Being in your body, feeling the aliveness, the awareness, which is really the fullness, the completeness that you're seeking, the relief. Right? If you notice that every experience that you have, whether it's a delicious meal or sleeping, conversation with someone, there's an intimacy, there's a feeling. That feeling is because you are in direct contact with your body. You're feeling your body. And so if we can do that right now, let's actually do it. And I want to show you too a little practice that can be helpful to really embody this, right? Because the sense of like, I'm moving can sort of put your attention outward and feel like, now I'm moving, now I'm a someone. And this goes into daily life, like, doing your chores, washing dishes, going to work, having a conversation, just simply noticing the appearance of experience. And you sort of forget, like, well, it's all inside of my consciousness. There's really no words that can really describe the sense of like, wait, what do you mean that you're like inside your consciousness and you're walking inside your consciousness? Well, just notice, okay, without interpretation, you don't really know what's happening, but yet you're aware of it. And if you put your attention in the body, right, really your attention is the only thing you really have. It's the only thing you are essentially. And it's very akin to the screen. And so there's something watching that. Self-observation is very key. Observe the observer, watch the watcher. And me speaking, me feeling, the body moving are still being watched. And they're simply tools. It's like you pick up a hammer, you do the thing, and then you drop it. The most subtle actual tool is interpretation itself, because that's what gives you the sense that you are in experience as a separate thing, but it's only an appearance. It's only part of the interpretation itself, which it creates this loop. But again, if we get into the sense of like, first, let's go into the body, feel the feet on your floor, the sensations in your face, the hands, and really try to feel what it is to be you, feel your aliveness, okay? Because we can get trapped by stories here. And at first, it's going to seem sort of like boring. The mind will do everything it can to take you away because say, well, there's nothing happening. But that's another interpretation. This loop of interpretation, that is what the seeking mind is. It just wants, it'll never let you rest because it just wants to keep talking. It's that voice in your head, which is not you. So again, we're walking, we're moving. If you don't interpret, if you don't buy into that voice, right? Wave your hand, really watch that, really sense that, really question that, who's doing this. You're only going to find more interpretation. Now, here it's very important to see, okay, first there's a level of you're losing the identification as the interpreter, as the voice in your head, as the body. Then you are watching the mechanism in real time create the interpretation, which says, I'm doing this. Yeah, but who's saying that? Who's watching that? Who's speaking now? It goes on this loop, but it's like, you're just the watching, and that watching is the freedom. It is the liberation. And it's not supposed to be a state. It's not supposed to be a good feeling. It's just this normality to it. You're watching. And now go into the sense of like, is awareness actually moving? In other words, is that screen over there? Let's use that example. Is that screen over there moving when I'm moving over here? The body? No. Is it feeling anything? No. Is it separate from anything? No. Is it having thoughts? Is it talking? No. It's simply watching. It's so intimate with it that this is why you can't see it, because you are the scene. You are the scene. And anything you try to do to get this realization, it's like a dog chasing its tail, or you trying to bite your teeth, or you trying to see your eye without a mirror, or you're trying to say, okay, but But what am I? You're trying to find a shape, a color, a substance. The only thing you find is more interpretation that says like, okay, but there's still the body here. And there has to be some kind of knowledge that allows me to, like, what's controlling this whole thing, which is the whole sense of a doer. That has been for me, at least, the biggest thing you have to see and overcome. I don't know if there's a fly here or something. Ooh, maybe I made that worse. You really need to see that sense of doer, which is just another layer of interpretation, because powerful practice is watch the sense of walking. Don't interpret. You don't need to interpret to walk. Why? Because the body is already conditioned to do it. The tool is already conditioned to do it. You are simply deciding the direction. Okay, I'm going to go right. I'm going to go left. How did the left and the right words appear? Where did they happen? How did they happen? It's part of the tool. It's part of the mechanism. What's 5 plus 5? 10, I believe. Where did it happen? How did it unfold? Part of the mechanism, the functioning. Memory. Let's say you remember something you did this morning. I went to the gym. Where did it appear in? Where did it happen? How did it happen? What did you actually see? Who did it? Most important thing. Who's the I that's doing it? Interpretation. Interpretation is what you are as the appearance of this experience, as you as an individual, which starts, you notice here, interpretation I, individual I, the I, which is your I, or it's spelled differently, but you get what I'm saying, hopefully. You are the I that is watching all of this mechanism play. And what I've struggled, especially by seeing some of my videos recently, is that I'm always like contradicting myself. And that's natural because experience, life has to be a paradox. It can't make sense. If it were to make sense, you couldn't have the experience that you're having. You couldn't have the subjective experience that you're having. Your specific flavor. You're not the painter. That's an interpretation. You're the painting itself, but you're using the tool as the painter, which is the body, to paint. What color am I using it? Right? Don't question the why, because that's just mine. It'll go into reason, say, well, that's better and this is worse. And people like this, it's like, why do you talk the way that you talk? That's just a flavor. Why do you use certain words versus, other words? Like happy, obviously we've been taught that makes you feel happy. But if you notice, the body actually feels better. So it is part of a vibration. There is certain qualities, I would say aesthetic qualities, that you prefer over like one car versus another one. And some of these you can't really question, which I came to the realization is that these are not your desires. They could have been built by conditioning subtly. Like I've never tasted scallops. I like fish, I like seafood, but I've never tasted scallops. So I don't know how they taste like. But if I were to see an image of them, I would sort of I would construct sort of, okay, what's the taste of it? Is it soft? Is it hard? Is it sweet? Is it spicy? And then if somebody were to describe it, I would have a clear, more accurate description of what it is to eat scallops. But you see, then I go eat scallops for the experience of it, for the felt sense. And once I have that experience, which is already inside of my consciousness, right, then now I can sort of get into that state and imagine myself eating the scallops when I did eat the scallops. And there's really no difference between the real lived experience versus the imagination. And this is where Neville Goddard accurately describes reality, which is imagination creates reality. And there's no difference, right? There is no difference between you eating that food that you really like. For me, let's say something like a cookie, because I've had chocolate cookies before. I know exactly how they taste, how I like them, why I like them. And it's easy for me to tap into the imagination and feel that. But if somebody told me something like, let's say a nutty bar, which those were actually my thing back when I was a kid. But if I didn't know what a nutty bar was, or even like that it's made of peanut butter and these like cookies and it's crunchy, but it's sweet and melts in your mouth, right? And I'm just getting hungry thinking about it. And I haven't had those in a very, very long time, but I actually saw them recently. I'm like, oh yeah, those brings up really good memory. Where did the memory appear inside of my consciousness? The main pointer here is that it's all appearing in your consciousness. So you're already the consciousness that you want to be, right? You are already that feeling that you want to feel. Neville Goddard talks about the feeling of the wish fulfilled. And most of us get trapped into this, like, I'm feeling it now, but okay, where's the thing? No, as long as you need the thing, you need the proof, you won't have it because you are vibrating to the universe, which is actually you experiencing through you. You're saying, I can't feel that way until I have the thing. It's like, well, you're basically telling yourself that you're not it yet, right? It's like, what makes the difference between me having a certain amount of money and you actually knowing about it versus me actually knowing, feeling the vibration of it, so that I don't actually need to be like bags with like money or say like, hey, I'm I'm rich and I'm throwing money. Like, you see that. That's such an ego act. Like, oh, when people see it, then it's true. Then they're like, oh yeah, man, yeah, you're rich. Like, I want to be your friend now, or I like you now, or now you're worthy. But it's much more powerful and much more true that any rich person would actually not care about the way they look, not care. They actually dress they actually dress less than a rich person would, because they're like, there's nothing for me to prove. Like, I already have the money in the bank or bags or whatever, you know, it's already inside of your consciousness, the very feeling you want to embody. Another example that I would say, and let's again use that practice again, get into your body, feel the body, don't interpret what you're doing, snap your fingers, right? All of this is being watched. That's the main thing, self-observation, and don't try to interpret it. You're not the interpreter. You're not the interpreter. You're watching it. You're hearing these voices. Think of a word you don't know. I don't know it, but I can make it up. Voila va, voila va, voila va. I don't have a meaning, a definition, therefore it doesn't affect me. Bashar talks about this. Now say something that actually you know, let's say abundance. Okay, that abundance actually creates, it's actually a vibration, right? Using this instrument, abundance. So you know it, there's an emotion, there's a definition there. It means something to you now. It becomes a vibration. And so you know what it feels to be abundant. Why do you want that abundance? Well, because it's natural. It's you. It's already you. But why do you want it? That is entirely the universe not only showing you what you are, right? And you are, it's your birthright to be abundant. It's your birthright to feel good. It's your birthright to be loved. It's your birthright. I know I said a lot of birthrights. To be worthy, because it's all you. There is no separation. And we want to end this sense of separation. Not that I will stop being this Ivan body appearance, but that I will stop letting people and sensations and feelings and emotions and interpretation telling me you're only here because you have this feeling, these sensations. That means that you're only here. But I'm watching this sensation. I'm watching the camera here. They're both appearing in something. That something is me because I'm literally watching them. Don't go into, okay, but who's watching that? No, 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 no. Rest in that. Rest in that watching. Then any sound. There's the chickens over here. Chicken, sensation, phone, all appearing in something. That something is me, right? Even the movement, we go back to the movement, the sensations again. It's appearing in something. You have to really allow it, because what is the screen doing right now? It's allowing. And it's so intimate, so close, which I would say that is what consciousness is. It's so intimate with experience. And when you have that intimacy, which is really found in every experience that you find pleasurable, it's not about the experience, it's the sense that there is no gap, that it's so intimate. That's why relationships, we crave them so much, because you lose a sense of, I'm the interpreter, I'm separate. There's a gap here. With food, it's the same thing. Taste, you merge with that food, you experience food in that particular palette of flavor. Sensations, right? I'm in the body, but it becomes difficult with the body because we tend to not really, I think we've been taught to not be physical with ourselves, to feel ourselves. Oh no, you shouldn't touch yourself. I'm pretty sure I heard that when I was a kid, but they completely misunderstand this sense of like, I'm not the body is a tool. There's nothing wrong with actually feeling myself, my body. And so hopefully you guys get this sort of like what I'm trying to describe and really demonstrate. And I hope this is helpful, because I really want to show you more of direct experiences that I've been doing. And even still now, I sort of feel like, okay, what am I trying to do by, you're trying to watch the tool, the instrument, the mechanism. You're seeing it through the screen of you. You're not the character in the movie. I'm going to finish with this last analogy. You're not the character in the movie. You're the director directing the character. And the character is simply an instrument, a beautiful instrument, an expression of you. God, it's such a beautiful day. See you guys later.